Okay. Hello, everyone. I'm a bit early starting. My name is Amanda May, and I'll go through this again in just a minute, but I wanted to get everything here nice and set up. I know I'm a bit early. I'm just so excited. All right. I'm going to see if I can get the comments to come up. Hello. Hello, hello. Hi, Dottie. I'm just going to make sure I can see the comments and everything before we get started. Okay, hi Lucy. Hi everyone. Oh, I'm so excited about this. Yay. Oh, hi Susan from Florida and Judy. Hi Judy. Ria, hello. Hi. I am so excited that you all are joining me this afternoon. My name is Amanda May, and I am a cross-stitch designer, and I'm just so happy to be here. Oh, hi Casey from the UK and New Jersey. Hi Mary Elizabeth. Hi everyone. So today we're going to be talking about the brand new issue of Just Cross Stitch magazine. I'm going to walk around here and show you, and we'll talk about it. Oh! Okay, I am so excited to be here. I am talking today about the boat and the Quaker inspired sampler here as setting sail. I'm going to bring it up a little closer so you can see. So today I want to talk about finishing. And so I've got a two-fold finishing. We're going to discuss the sail itself and how to finish the sail. And we're also going to talk a little bit about finishing the main part of the boat. So I'm going to set this down, and we'll get started talking. In case anyone is curious, it is in this issue of Just Cross Stitch, August 2021. It's on page 53. And this is the Doreen Jones here, that cute piece in the cover of this, so I love it. Oh, love, love, love. Did you design this? Yes, I designed this. Yes. I'll give you all a little quick backstory. So I have been working with Just Cross Stitch since 2019. I was one of their Christmas ornament winners back in 2019, and I have just loved everything. I have one of my pieces is in the Halloween issue of Just Cross Stitch that came out, is available, I think, local needlework shops, and many of the big box craft stores have it. Anyway, I had submitted a proposal to make a boat cross stitch, an unconventional cross stitch finish, and I'm going to show you my original design idea. So I sent Tanya, she is the editor of Cross Stitch magazine, hey, I want to do a boat finish. Here's a board. You could do it with driftwood. You could do it with even like a thrift store box, you know, and make your own sailboat and do an unconventional finish. So that was what it was. And with the editor, we talked about we went back and forth about how to do a sailboat, and we found this small company in Maryland. It's called Seaworthy Small Ships, and I am in Maryland in the United States. It's the mid-Atlantic, so we've got Chesapeake Bay. We have the mountains nearby. It's a really lovely place. So I got this Bermuda sail kit, and that's what inspired the footprint and the design. Well, I designed, but the footprint of the sail itself. So in the box came the base of the sailboat, and this bottom piece, it's like a wooden small dowel. I would say it's like the 1/8 of an inch dowel. And this, so it came with these pieces. It also came with the sail itself. Now this is, if you wanted to actually use it as a model boat, you could. That's what this is for. It wasn't designed for cross stitch, but I wanted to make it for cross stitch. So I used the template for the sail, made my own template using a piece of cardstock and designed the footprint of the Quaker sampler so that it would work. Now, what I did is when I finished this, I left a space around. It is a 1/4 of an inch space around the sampler itself, so you're not going to be sewing right up to that edge. You could leave more room if you'd like, if you're not using this exact boat. And what I mean by that is, so say you want to finish it on like a board or something, you can make this, you can scale this up and down as much as you'd like, meaning you don't have to stick with the 32 count linen or the 16 count Aida that it's recommended. You stitch it on those sides, it will practically guarantee that it will fit on this sail and this model as it is here, the 8-inch Bermuda seaworthy small ships sail. But if you decide to stitch it on a 40 count, it's going to look smaller. Or if you decide to stitch it, say like on a 25 Lugana, it's going to be larger, and so you might have to adjust accordingly. But if you've got like wood glue and like a drill or something, you can totally make your own. And what I mean by that is here I use just eyelet, they're called screw eyes, and you can get them at most hardware's big box store places if you wanted to make your own sail and go from there. So if you wanted to, if you want to stitch it on 11 count or 10 count and you want a nice big sail, and you could make your own model accordingly. So I want to talk though today about actually you finished the sampler, you've stitched it all up, and now it's like the nerve-wracking bit of, oh my gosh, I have to finish this. What do I do? So I wanted to show you kind of step by step here really fast. So what I did is I made a template. If you want, you can use the template of your completed stitching and then add a 1/4 of an inch and then add another 1/4 of an inch for your seam allowance when you sew it down. So you want to give yourself a 1/2 inch seam allowance all the way around. Okay, so what do I mean by that? I'm going to show you first example here. I cut out, leaving a 1/2 inch seam allowance all the way around. Then I've used my Wonder Clips to go sew it down. But wait, you got to be really careful here. So I wrote on mine stitching side up. Make sure when you cut yours out, I'm using different colored fabric just to show you the difference, the front and the back. So this is my front here, and then I'm going to cut out my back piece, and it's going to be facing the other direction. Now, I finished this one with the opal white linen from Witchell, and I use the exact white linen on the back. You can use just white quilting cotton or blue. I mean, you can use whatever color you want on the back. I did the white on white so that you didn't see anything from behind, especially because I did not put interfacing in this sail. And I didn't do that because I did some prototypes. And when you come up to this tip part here, when you turn it inside out, it can be really bulky. So I left it with no interfacing, but you can totally do interfacing if you'd like. Okay, so what you do is you stitch, you cut out your two pieces, your back and your front. Now, this is your stitching side. You're gonna match your seams, you're gonna match up, you're gonna clip, and you're gonna go to your sewing machine. If you don't have a sewing machine, you can hand stitch and give yourself that 1/4 inch all the way around, except for the bottom. I'm gonna come a little closer here. So here I've gone to the sewing machine, I've sewn around, I've given myself a 1/4 inch seam all the way around. But at the bottom of the sail, I'm gonna leave a gap here for you to turn this right side out, okay? But before we do that, we've sewed all the way around. Can you see up here, this point in the edges and everything? There's a lot of fabric here. So what I did, I take my scissors and I making sure I'm on camera here so you can see. I trimmed the ends here close because I want to get that nice point. And if I can't get a perfect point, I want to make it as nice and rounded or as crisp as I can. Down here, the same thing with these the ends here. I trim it, and I just take some of that bulk out, so when I turn it right side front, it will have those nice crisp corners. So then you're going to turn it, and then I love the little tool, an owl, not a hoot hoot owl, but the sewing tool owl, and then I gently turn in my corners and really work at getting those corners nice and crisp. So you're going to do that all around. Once you get all of your corners down, I like to press it. Before you press it, you want to turn it right side out. So here, I've used a different fabric here to show you. Turn it right side out, and then I press it. And as you can see, you've got your hole here from where you've turned it right side out. You've gotten your corners as crisp as you would like them or can make them. And then you're going to take here and you're going to hand stitch with your needle and thread. You can use invisible thread. You can use the complementary color, the white on white, if you're stitching it on a white fabric or a light blue. The sky's the limit for that. And then stitch it down. Now, you've got your sail. I attached my sail to the painted wooden pieces with the sulky invisible thread, but all companies make some version of an invisible thread, so use your favorite, whatever you prefer. So I sewed it, attached it, the top, the middle, and the bottom, and I like whipped it around the pole. And the same thing on the bottom here, I did the same and lined everything up. So you're not going to want to attach this until you have your boat pieces sanded and painted. So if you get the boat kit itself, it comes with a piece of the ultra fine sandpaper. So here I'm just using this. You know, you see, I sanded mine all the way around. I even sanded the pieces. And then I just used just a white, nothing fancy, just an acrylic paint. You can choose if you want to do it a matte, if you want it glossy, if you want your boat shimmer shining, or, you know, this is up to you how you want to do it. So what I did is I sanded it down all the way around. I painted it, I let it dry, then I sanded it again, painted it, let it dry. So it could be as smooth as possible for my liking. Now, if you'd like to finish it, you could even use some painter's tape. You could put blue stripes here. My thought on the back here, wouldn't it be cute to do like USS Stitcher or name your boat? I mean, there's lots of different things you can do. And also, if you choose to do a color conversion where you don't want to stitch it blue like this, if you want to make this into a red sampler or a purple sampler, and then you want to color your boat accordingly, you totally do that. I mean, make this your own. So that is my suggestion. I'm gonna show, so here, this little model boat, I made this sail to fit this one. And again, I measured and just made sure that it would fit. And then I would stitch this down after I stitch this piece here and then attach everything. So I do recommend, if you have Elmer's glue, that's totally fine. I used, if you're gonna make your own boat, you can always use just your wood glue, but you don't need any glue for, if you buy this, the kit, this one, you don't need to glue this down. So I have it where it comes right off. And so I can store this now off season if I want to, and in between, you know, the acid-free tissue, and keep it secure and then bring it out next year. Or, since I love nautical stuff, 365 all year round, I love it. I actually did an upcycle. So I unconventional cross stitch finish plus upcycle display. And what do I mean by that? So here I have one of those bouquet containers that, you know, for weddings, you put your bouquet in and you display. I can put my boat in here now. I put just some sea glass at the bottom, and then the boat fits right inside here, and then I don't have to worry about it getting like dusty or dirty. I know many people have voiced their concern about doing this unconventional finish and then displaying it at a later date. So I just wanted to show you what I'm doing with the finish. And again, you do you, whatever you feel comfortable with. Like I said, this is one of those wedding bouquet things, and I put it just right in front. And it's been working for me. I've got 2 small children and some pugs, so it's quasi-secure. So does anyone have any questions? I'm gonna come closer. If anyone wants to ask me anything that I can share. Hi, Donna, Barbara, Holly. Hi, everyone. This was a really, really fun project. I'd love to know if anybody has started this at all, or if you have any questions. I know that I had questions about whether or not to stitch it with a white fabric, or if there was a DMC conversion for the flosses that I used. I used the 6-strand floss and Krynic number 4 braid in the magazine issue. It gives you the color conversion for DMC if you don't want to use the Prasinka floss. And there is one error in the magazine. They listed a discontinued DMC color, which is the variegated blue, which is the 9725, and it's this really pretty. And I recommend it's the DMC color variations. It's DMC 121 or DMC 93. I know several people have said, I want to make sure my blues are exactly as is. And the only way to guarantee that, as close as you approximately can guarantee, because dye lot issues, is to stitch with all the called for, but you by no means obligated to stitch with the called for. I did use, like I said, the number 4 braid, which is the Krynic. Okay. Can you put it in the case? I'd really like to see that. Yes, Lori, I can. I got nervous because I shifted the glass around. Okay. So I just got some at the craft store, those fun reclaimed glass things and shells, and I just kind of created a footprint here. And then I set it right in. This is one of those, I didn't measure across the diameter. I don't know if it's 10 inches or 12 inches across here. I'm gonna move all the little bits here. And then I set it right in, and then move the glass. Real life, real time stuff happening here. So just getting it where exactly I want it and getting that. Oh, there's a shell foiling the case here. All right. Let's see. So let me see if I can bring it a little closer for you to see. So here, again, this is just a modified, this is one of those display cases for wedding flowers, and I decided to just put my sail in, and it's worked out really, really well. Another thing is I fell in love with cloches, and those are, this is a small cloche. I'm just showing you. The boat doesn't fit in this small cloche, but I did use it to put in a couple of my finishes. This is one of my blue crab, the Chesapeake Babe Treasure series, and then my little fish here in a cloche. So if you got like a really big cloche, that could totally, you could totally secure your boat in that. to keep it safe. And I think it just looks so pretty and whimsical and fun. And I know some people say I have farmhouse decor or I have ultra modern. I mean, so you can adjust the colors and you can adjust your display, you know, to fit your lifestyle. Just because I picked a blue sampler doesn't mean you have to stitch it in blue. I picked some of my favorite, you know, sea creatures to represent, which was the turtle and the seahorse and fish and crabs doing like little shuffle. Trying to make it a little more whimsical. Oh, I think I see a question. I like the little boat design very much, with or without the case. Thanks, Jay. Is the wreath behind you made with little umbrellas? Yes, it is. I made this wreath myself. It's all made with the tropical drink umbrellas, this, and a pool noodle. And it also is, I used an embroidery hoop that had actually broken that I couldn't glue to reattach to use. So I have an embroidery hoop. Then I wrapped a pool noodle around it, one of those foam, you can get them at the dollar store. And then I opened up the umbrellas and then I stuck them in and layered them all around. So that's that. And then this wreath here, I made using the kit from the Farmhouse Style Kit Club by Annie's Publishing, which Annie's Publishing does just cross stitch. They have Country Sampler magazine. They have a bunch of stuff, but that was in their kit club. And so I don't know if y'all can tell, but I like wreaths. Okay. Thanks, Lucy. I'm glad. I hope that this helped. Does anybody have any other questions about the boat or about the cross stitch? Awesome. Well, I'm so excited. I'd love to see if you want to tag me. I'm on Instagram. I'm Amanda May, but on Instagram, I'm at Ardith Design. And also I'm on Facebook and YouTube. Oh, the Chesapeake Bay crab pattern, that is on my website. It's not on Just Cross Stitch, and that's my website is ardithdesign.com. My name isn't Ardith. I named it after a distant family member because I really want and believe in tying your needlework from the past into the future and being that thread that connects historic needlework to contemporary needle art. And I really do believe that your stitching is important, that you matter and your stitching matters, and that not only should you enjoy the stitch, you should enjoy it, you know, and hopefully generations to come will enjoy your stitching too. Can you repeat the sub numbers for the discontinued color? Yes, Linda. So for the 9725 for the Prasinka, it was listed incorrectly in the publication. I recommend it's DMC 121 or DMC 93. Both of those are a blue variegated color. It's just your choice of if you want it to have a little more light or a little more dark blue in the variegation. And the variegation is in the octopus and in some of the jellyfish components. Hi Jane, I do have in the jellyfish not only the variegated, but there is the metallics that use so that the fish, it looks like he's swimming. I'll bring it up really close because with the publication, you know, magazines, when it's that two-dimensional, doesn't give it the shine. So I'll take it, I can kind of show it if you want to see the sparkle. Okay, here we go. So I just love the sparkle. And there are a couple specialty stitches here, and you really, don't be afraid of the specialty stitches. They're super fun, and worst case scenario, you don't like them and you can take out your stitching and try something else. So here, it's like a big, like Algerian eye stitch. So it's got like the long stitches and the gold. In here, there's the lighthouse, the water, and then around the turtle there, it's all in the gold metallics. You're gonna do the starfish, and then there's the metallics on top metallics in the waves. And here's this variegation. So what I did to make it that pattern as you're stitching is I stitched diagonally, and I completed every stitch as I went. So I didn't go across and then back. I did each stitch and I went down diagonally. That's what gave it this appearance. But if you want to stitch it back and forth or in a circle to maximize the color variation, you totally can do that. Here at the jellyfish, if you can see the sparkle, the different components here. I love jellyfish. I grew up in California, and one of the things that I love to do is go to the Monterey Bay Aquarium. And my favorite exhibit, other than the sea otters, was the jellyfish and watching them. I think they're so magical. And there's sand dollars. So I hope that I have answered your questions. And if you're coming late to this live, I know we're gonna have it Just Cross Stitch will have it as a replay so you can watch it from the beginning. Again, you don't have to use this kit if you don't want to. You don't have to stitch it on white, and you don't have to do a blue sampler. I hope that you just enjoy stitching it. And again, the boat kit is so cute, and they just posted the link to that kit. It's a small company in Maryland. I am not affiliated with them in any way other than loving their product. So awesome. Okay, thank you everyone. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you have a wonderful season of stitching. Take care and much love.